Welcome, boys, to the 10 Guys One Pod podcast. It's your host, Dextric Michelle Abeda, alongside Parker's got a 5-inch Johnson.
5.5, 6 on a good day.
So, fun fact, fuck that phrase. We said that so much on the last podcast. But the new iPhone update, they will measure pictures. Like if you want to, you can point how big like a soda can is, and it'll like tell you how the actual distance is. Doesn't matter how far or
What the
away
fuck?
you
How have I
take
not
the
seen
picture
memes of
from.
this yet?
And like people are testing. Well, all the girls are like, send me a dick pic now. And all the guys just start talking, which is hilarious. Because as soon as I update it, I'm going to do all the old tricks of like taking a good dick pic and seeing like, yep, nope, that's 4.5 inches, not the 6 I was hoping it'd look like.
Definitely 4.5. The real question is, does the iPhone's new camera measure from under the balls or on like under the dick with the balls taking up room, or on top of the dick where you're going to maximize? And does it also push into your flesh when it takes the picture?
Well, I didn't know that's where you started. I thought you measured from the asshole.
that explains your hard 5.
Yeah. Also, it was brought to my attention that someone, I'm not going to name names, but oh fuck that guy. He didn't understand when I say 10 guys one pod podcast, why I say it twice. Because I figured this was the 10 guys one pod, but it's a podcast. I just like that sounding better. So the day we post this, I'm going to put a poll out and say, do you guys want 10 guys one podcast or 10 guys one podcast?
I like the one pod.
Me too. I enjoy it.
I don't know. I like it, but I feel like I also don't. I don't know. That's a good.
It's one of those extra work things. But
I'll tell you what. When you post that poll, I am going to argue violently over what I think the answer should be, regardless of if I know right now.
Okay. Well, now that was interesting, and we are going to go into a little Parker segue.
Oh, okay. So this is Parker's fun facts time. I want to try to do this every week. Just talk about interesting things I see on Twitter or figure out on my own. Hashtag sponsored by Next Gen Stats, by the way. Dexter, this first one is a question for you. I want you, keeping in mind that Mahomes has 10 touchdown passes on the season, I want you to guess his passing attempts this season in 2 games.
Oh, 10 touchdown passes, and how many passing attempts? So total. So like, just so I know we're on the same page, because sometimes you confuse me. So like a lot of times you're like, Tom Brady went 30 for 42, so he missed 12 passes, or they were dropped or not caught, correct?
Yeah, that sounds
right.
So
we're looking for the total. So he has 10 touchdown passes. I remember reading one stat where he was like 3 for 5, and 3 of them were touchdowns on one game. So I'm going to go low, and I'm going to say he has 26 attempts.
You think he has...
I know. I thought it was
75%.
I'm way off. Damn it.
All right. Well, you fucked up in the wrong direction. It's 55 passing attempts.
That's way more than I thought. But I guess 2 games, so that's 26 per game. Yeah. Whoa. Holy shit, Dex! You did not think about this.
It's crushingly record breaking.
Yeah, I would have been 12 passing attempts per game, which would have been unreal. So yeah, right. I definitely fucked that one up. Didn't think hard on it.
This one is just a fun fact, not a question. Despite Mahomes' success, the Chiefs have the 3rd fewest pass attempts in football through 2 weeks.
Do you know who the bottom 2 are?
No, I didn't grab that. I should.
It's probably the Giants is one of them, because they just looked horrible, and then the Browns maybe.
Yeah,
their defense is always on the field.
And finally, I don't remember the answer to this. Let me see if I can grab it real quick, and I'll ask the question, and then I remember one of the 2 answers.
Well, I'll talk about it.
This is a week 1 stat. So guess there's only 2 teams in the NFL to have all 5 of their offensive linemen who are starters have also played the majority of the team that they're on now's snaps last year. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So basically...
So they were on the team last year, and they played majority of the snaps. There's only 2 that have all 5.
Right, returning and starting this year.
Are you asking me to guess who they are? Because that's a hard one. I know it's not Denver.
Yeah.
because we lost half our O
Wow,
line.
mind blowing that you would know that.
Haha. It's if you told me it was the Giants, I would believe you because their O line was garbage last year and they're garbage this year, but that's also probably not it.
No, it's actually two good teams, and I'm so mad I can only remember one because I can't find the stat for the other one.
So it's the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles is one.
Yeah, well, they won the Super Bowl, and Lane Johnson's hilarious. And then who else could it be? I guess the Patriots is the easiest guess as always.
I don't think it's the past. I wish I could remember what it was, but no, it's another New Orleans. I think it's New Orleans.
They're doing bad. So one good team, one bad team.
Yeah.
And those are some solid
Anyways.
next gen stats by Parker Johnson.
Thanks. That's the full segment. Knock yourself out.
All right, so we're gonna dive right into week 2, and since we're already here, fuck it, let's start with Parker Dex, the matchup of the century. Your hosts going at it,
Mm-hmm.
and well, one person did really, really fucking good, and the other person just did really good. And Parker Johnson came out with a solid 161, already the highest of the year, and I had a very good 138.
So
The second highest score.
I called you the other day and I talked about how I thought 161 was definitely a league record. I was shocked to find out that it is actually not the league record, despite us never being super flex in another season. Miller actually scored 165 points in 2017 without the double flex.
Fuck, do you know who was on his team or what week that
No,
was?
I didn't look up the game.
So, well, you keep talking and about our game because I'm going to figure that out.
I was actually like, so obviously it started off with AJ Green getting all those touchdowns. It was AJ Green, right?
Yes, which was fucking
I know wide
crazy.
receivers like shit.
That game where I was just like, all right, it's going to be a low scoring game, nothing crazy. Let's see what's going to happen. And it was just nonstop fucking, all right, one catch, one touchdown. All right, I can live with that. 2 catch, 2 touchdown. All right, what the shit? 3 catch, 2 touchdowns. Like, fuck me in the ass.
I was still, even when that happened, I was not happy because the previous week I was so fucking stoked when my player, who I also can't remember, went off on Thursday night opening day. And I actually lost that one. So I was pretty offended when that happened. Glad the Bears actually popped off, even though it was against Russell Wilson. Did you find that stat yet?
Yeah. No, I'm almost done with the entire season, so I don't know if you're correct.
Really?
Did it happen in the playoffs?
No, I don't think so. That's interesting that it's missing.
So 2017 was
I got it
year.
from a script that I have that like scrapes all of our league, like just a handful of league records. Anyways, we'll find it. We'll talk about it on another podcast. It is currently in the Hall of Fame. And let's see. Another thing that happened this week is that Gabe now has to score 81 points to win our bet.
So tell our audience what your bet was again, because I don't.
Yeah, so that bet was most points scored over the first 3 weeks.
So just between you two, though, not like who's gonna.
Yeah, just between me and him, and he's down 81 points right now, which feels good.
So
I've been performing well.
You score 100, he has to score 181 to win that bet.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's still 1-1. Fuck.
Thank you for explaining all my words like I'm 5 back to me, by the way, because I never know if I.
No, well, I can't tell if you're upset or happy, but the problem is like I'm stupid. So when you say something, I'm like, I think I know what he's saying.
No, I'm just teasing.
Well, let's make sure.
I'm definitely just teasing.
Let's jump into this next battle since we were already talking about Miller. Mm-hmm. Miller versus Mike, the battle of the tacos. We both picked Mike to win that.
Yep, we both got it wrong because Miller's team apparently just pops off at random times despite not really being that good.
It's weird.
Yeah.
His team, because he was the 3rd highest scorer, but he did lose Joe Mixon, but DeAndre Hopkins with 20. Those were all late points. Stephon Diggs with 31. Again, some late points coming in. And he scored 131 with his defense getting -2 against the Jaguars. The freaking Patriots got wrecked by the Jaguars. But Mike put up a good game. Kicker did shit, and Cole Beasley who we'll get into later. Also, Rob Gronkowski, 2.5 points. That's just solid D by the Jaguars. And a little reverse from what happened with my Travis Kelce last week to this week. We kind of swapped whose tight end's going to be.
Yeah, that was the real screwing of Mike's team because everything else went well. 126 is nothing to laugh at, but Gronk only getting his 2.5.
Yeah,
just Gronk's down week.
If Gronk gets his like 12, like or even 10, like that's the difference. And Mike wins.
I feel like
one.
Gronk can suffer from like whatever the hell the Patriots game plan is so much. Like if he's just not involved, he just has those dud weeks, and they're unavoidable basically.
I think the big thing with Gronk comes is like they're gonna be like, all right, Gronk, we're gonna play you where you might have 2 to 3 defenders on you. You might come off the line, get hit by a linebacker, a safety gets you, and then there's a corner and zone near you. So what you're really doing up is freeing up the slot receiver and another tight end to catch those other passes. So like Gronk got 2.5 points, but a lot of times if you go back and look at the game film, Gronk like killed it just because he took up so many defenders because he's so talented and he can you have to put people on him or he's going to score touchdowns every time. So that's one of those weird ones where like it sucks for fantasy because sometimes defense are going to be like, we might get beat, but Gronk's not going to be the one to do it.
They should really award him points for being a good guy and helping out his team. That would be.
His girlfriend is a spicy meatball.
Okay.
All right. Next, we got the started out 1-0, both of them. Daniel, Paul. Paul started out week 1, highest score in the league against me. That was fun. 2 weeks in a row. Go Team Dex.
You've had a great first 2 weeks.
I did. Well, I'm just happy. Well, fuck that. Whatever. Daniel came out, scored 116. That's a solid 2 flex league. Paul's 108, not great. But he had a great week 1, so nothing crazy.
Hey, congrats by the way for nobody going sub 100. That's I was saying the other day, sub 100 in a super flex league is the 70-ish point score of last year. So congratulate everyone's. That was the worst word fuck up I've ever done. Congratulate everyone's on your scores.
That made me happy. But fuck, I got something though. I'll take that. Like the only sub 100. I guess my name will be in the record books for something.
Honestly, I have a note here. Oh, what's up?
No, I was just gonna say theirs was a boring matchup, to be honest.
Yeah, it really was. But I wanted you to guess this, and I hope you didn't look up the stats since we looked at the sheet the first time. But I wanted you to guess what Paul's point leadership placement is. So, like, if we were to rank me, obviously I have the most points, so I'm number 1, and then everyone under like in a row would be next. Where do you think you would place on that?
So I didn't look this up. I did see this, and I think I'm right because I did look at the stats, but that was Tuesday morning. I think Paul's number 3.
All right. Previous champ Paul, also known as PCP, comes in at number 5 on points for. Yeah, it goes like this. Me? Do you know who's number 2?
Dustin.
Wrong. Miller. Do you know who's number 3?
Fuck. Daniel?
Yes. Do you know who's number 4?
4. So it's not then Dustin.
Okay. Yeah, I was really interested in if you were gonna fuck that up.
Well,
well done.
I was like, all right. Well, Paul's 5, and I was like, Mike has had solid weeks, but nothing crazy. And I know the bottom 3 is Brad's last because I at least am ahead of him, even with my shitty one. And I think Gabe's second to last, and then I'm third to last.
Nailed it. And then the other 2, Mike's above Charlie.
Okay, cool. And I'm 0-2. Fuck me.
Yeah, you got a few things going against you right now.
Well, talking about the other guys, then Dustin, Charlie, a very close game.
Closest game this season, actually. Off by, it was 117 to 114. That's 3 points. I had to count on my fingers. 7s fuck me up, dude. I can't do anything with 7s.
They didn't even have decimals in theirs. there's played out perfect.
I rounded everything. There's actually
No, I'm looking at their score right now. Yeah, it's 117 to 114, and that's crazy with Christian McCaffrey having a 0.9. There's some 0.3s in there, 0.2s, and then Dustin's got some 0.1s, 0.5s, 0.4s. That's hilarious. But what lost Charlie? Charlie's tight end kills him. It's gonna kill him.
The Ravens fucked him, -2.
Oh fuck yeah! Hey, you talked about his D last week.
Yeah, I think I said Charlie always has great Ds. Always gives us the best D he can. And
yes, he does.
Today, Charlie's D fucked him back
pretty badly. We'll see. He's not going with them. He dropped him this week.
Oh
yeah. Going with the Browns against the Jets, which will be a very interesting Thursday night game. I think we'll see the Browns win their first game.
A little bit related. I think you probably already know this, but do you know which quarterback scored the most points this week? And if you know it, don't say so. Actually, just do say so. But I'm asking you, listener, do you fucking know? You probably don't. What do you?
So I don't know if they know. I know who's still ranked number one, who is Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I think Big Ben scored the most points this week.
Yeah, he did. He scored like 0.3 more points than Mahomes.
And they played each other.
And Dustin picked up Big Ben, which I'm going to cancel this off of a later segment because we're going to talk about it here. Strike through. So Gabe dropped Big Ben, drafted him. 15th pick or 15th round, dropped him. Dustin picked him up and played him to win this game.
All right. So Gabe fucked himself again. Also, Gabe picked up another quarterback this week, and we'll talk about that later. Oh, fuck. We're talking about Gabe. Let's go into Gabe and Brad's one.
Yes.
Gabe won against Brad. Literally the two shittiest teams. And Parker, I'm waiting for your rankings. And if you don't do it, I'm going to do one. But I want you to write it because I'm going to write one also. So I'm giving you till next Tuesday to write it.
Next Tuesday? All right. Yeah, I would have done it this week, but I had to make this amazing podcast. What is this? Bullets? Yeah.
We'll talk about Agenda. Parker's work on this podcast later. Which he did well. I was a busy bee this week, and Parker definitely picked up a lot of slack and did better than I usually do.
The power rankings are coming. Don't worry.
It'll be nice. That's hilarious. Honestly, I hope every single person in this league, I hope it pulls Mike the dildo out of his ass and he finally writes a blog just so he can make his own power ranking.
Mike's never going to leave 6th place. Because that's where he ranked me.
Oh, so Mike's
in
not
the
making
league
the
for
playoffs?
Smash Bros.
Oh fuck yeah, we won that tournament.
That's true.
Who was our only competition? We had one where we were a little.
We didn't fucking have any, dude. We just crushed it.
Yeah, we did kill it. That was pretty easy. You have to make it longer. It can't be a 1-out because we went through that tournament so fast. It wasn't even fun. And once we learned how to play together,
oh my gosh. I don't even remember it, dude. It was just a blind fury of rage and smashing people, really.
It's like right before you nut, you kind of forget about that moment in time, and it feels like only 1 second.
Yeah, I was vinegar stroking the whole time we were playing that tournament.
All right, let's get back to Gab and Brad. All right, so Gabe won by 10 points. But our young stallion Bradley, most bench points in the league. That's something, Brad.
96.8 points, Brad.
You almost scored more on your bench than your regular team.
Regular score 102, bench 96.8. God damn.
So before we jump into that, before we go any more, and we're gonna bring up another part. So I brought up the question, Parker, to think about. What's worse? Me scoring the second most points in the league and losing, so 138.7, or Brad losing to Gabe because he started Alex Smith, who got him 13.1 points, over Cam Newton, who had 27.6 points. And that's the reason he lost to Gabe.
Well, I definitely know which one was more somebody's fault. Clearly Brad's.
Yeah.
Which one's worse? I'd say Brad not starting Cam Newton. Honestly, rookie mistake. You don't get Cam Newton at his draft capital to play him like on a spot start. You just throw him in until he fucks up.
Yeah, it's like that'd be if Paul benched David Johnson next week because he had a shitty week too. Like that fucked Paul this week. He lost to Daniel because David Johnson scored, I think, 5 points. but he's not going to bench him next week. When you have a player at that level, you got to give him 6 weeks till you actually are like, all right, I can't do this anymore.
That was actually going to be my question. What week do you think Paul's going to bench David Johnson?
Well, I think what's going to happen is, because this is going to fuck them. If the Cardinals go 0-3, I do see them putting in Josh Rosen, because that's the thing you do. If you have a rookie quarterback who you draft in the first round, you don't wait. So Josh Rosen will come in, and I think you will see a little surge of David Johnson, and I don't see Paul dropping him, but I see David Johnson fucking Paul on a lot of weeks and might hurt him long term. And Paul's running backs are instantly killing his team.
Yeah. Do you know his other running back is off the top of your head?
It's I talk about him all the time. The monster from Nashville. I have the worst memory in the world. I'll be there right now. I got Paul's team. It's not Dr. Champ's bitch, in case you're wondering. I'm Dr. Champ's
That's
bitch.
what I went to go click on. Oh, come on, Prius.
Yeah, I know.
Guys, stop changing your names to fucking dumb names, by the way, and stop changing your 4-letter tags, because it makes it really hard to browse around in the app.
So his running backs are starters: RB1 David Johnson, the number 27 ranked running back; Jordan Howard, the number 25. And then on his bench, he's got Derrick Henry, ranked number 53, Aaron Jones, 102, Alfred Morris, 44.
He's got to be praying Aaron Jones actually picks it up in Green Bay.
I don't see it. And that's
I don't
what
see it either, man. And I own part of Green Bay's backfield, but I just don't see it picking up.
None of them. That's Aaron Rodgers. That's what he does. Like, even Eddie Lacy was touchdown dependent, but he was such a ball of fucking fat that he just roll over people into the end zone. They don't have that.
Have you seen the pictures of Le'Veon Bell jet skiing, by the way?
No, but I saw the ones of him at the club.
Yeah.
Making it rain.
The jet skiing ones came out yesterday, and like he's wearing like a vest and stuff. And of course, Reddit's like trying to talk about how much fatter he is. I'm like, you guys can't see fucking any. He's wearing like a floating vest. Of course, he looks huge.
That guy's not fat. But before we leave all this, let's Antonio Brown showed up to practice today.
I don't think it's an issue. I don't think it's an issue.
Me neither. I think he was just like, I think sensitivity is a thing, and he missed. But they with Le'Veon Bell gone there, he'd be like, all right, just fucking come play. We'll give you Mondays off for the rest of the year.
I watched him on the sideline when they said that he got into a spat with the coach, and he wasn't that fucking mad if no one else was watching the game. Just a heads up, because they'll exaggerate that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I just burped. All right, we're gonna go over like transactions that have happened so far, and it's interesting. We're gonna start just because this was the first one that came out, because I talked to Daniel about this. So Daniel lost his kicker, who was after week 1 the number 1 kicker. Solid performance. Solid. I think he was number 1 kicker last year too. If not, he was top 3. Zerlian.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say Zerlakian, so I'm glad that you didn't let me sound stupid.
Yeah, it's not Zerlakian because there's no CK.
It's definitely not.
Yeah. But
it's Brian Urlacher. It's got to throw that ack and everything.
He had a lot of options, and he spent $5 on the Rams' new kicker, which really was like there was fucking the Cowboys kicker who just got picked up by Minnesota Vikings.
Dan Bailey?
Yes. Why didn't you?
I would have picked up Bailey.
Yeah, that guy is a solid kicker, and you're literally gambling on, I don't even know the fucking guy's name.
Dude, it's a fucking kicker. Like you YOLO ride someone for fun who just isn't shit, and that's what you do with kicker. You don't like, unless you have Zerlakian, like there's actual strategy there, but why just pick up there's so many cooler people that you could have as your kicker.
I will say, I think you and Paul are the biggest advocates of picking up kickers based on who they're playing and who's available. So you two are the top tier guys at that. A lot of us were like, fuck it, let's go. Like, I got the Broncos kicker. He won't be dropped until the Broncos have a bye. And that's just me hoping none of you pick him up unless unless he's like the top 3 kicker, then I'll just keep him on my bench.
I just realized that Mason Crosby is available. I kind of like that. He got an 18-pointer last week.
Daniel and I talked about that too. That's why I can't believe he didn't pick him up either.
Yeah, why not Crosby?
He missed the game winner, which everyone missed last week. That was
whatever.
Crazy.
Prater lost me week 1 too, and I'm gonna ride him.
Yeah. So fucking whatever, Daniel.
They're
spend your
veterans. They're
money.
gonna lock it up.
Yeah. All right. Next one, Gabe. We talked about this Parker. Who's gonna buy Fitzpatrick?
It was we thought it was gonna be one of us, and I definitely put a bid down.
We did.
and I tried. It wasn't I think I put in $7 for Fitzpatrick, which is a lot, honestly, for a quarterback.
I did not bid on him, and we both thought each other would, just because both of our quarterbacks are on the "Are you going to be good or not?" Also, I put this on later, and I don't know why. We're going to talk about it now because I have this. Gabe, I'm telling you now, you killed Fitz Magic. You killed him because you picked him up. He will no longer be good because he is on your team now. So just know that, and you're the reason that they're going to lose this week. So I'm going to change my pick if I did have them winning. He'll probably get 3 interceptions and 1 touchdown. Congratulations, you killed Harvard. Gabe.
That is insanely insensitive of you, by the way, Gab. Just want to throw that in there. You should reconsider your life.
Is he starting him? I hope he's starting him.
Do you know who his backup QB or backup? Do you know who his main quarterback is?
Andrew Luck, and he's not starting.
So I have Luck in a different league. Hashtag no one gives a fuck about your other league. But I feel like that adds like some you do root for them to some extent. And I think it was a good pickup. I'm looking for a second quarterback in that league, like as a Luck owner.
So Ryan Fitzpatrick of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is playing the Pittsburgh Steelers Monday night, prime time, under the lights. This is big time football. Ryan Fitzpatrick is known. He plays a solid 3 to 4 games a year if he has to, and then he sucks the rest of the year, and he gets picked up as a backup and makes great money. I respect him. I will say the swag he came out with after that game was unreal.
Dude, I've seen his face on ESPN and everywhere constantly just because of the clothes he was wearing. Like, way to get paid, man. That's a good way to get paid, looking good after a great game like that.
You know that was Deshaun Jackson's outfit.
Yeah,
right?
I saw that clip. It's hilarious.
Which is hilarious. Yeah, he was like, and then the best part was when he came out for the interview, he's like, we just got to stay humble. We can't let this get to our head. And he's just like, and people are like commenting, do you know how much money's around your neck right now?
That's amazing.
All right, next one. So one that jumped out quickly to me because Mike dropped him right away. Mike spent $5 on Cole Beasley last week, which I thought was a great pick, and then dropped him and spent $5 on the person he dropped him for. Cole Beasley for Dallas is a solid slot, and he was easily Parker, who's Dallas's quarterback? What's his name?
Dak.
Dak Prescott. Yeah, Prescott.
Were you thinking Tony Romo?
No, I was thinking of Jameis Winston because they look kind of alike.
Because I have a hard time not thinking that it's Tony Romo, so I was just checking.
All right, but I thought it was I was gonna say Jameis Winston, which is horribly wrong. But Cole Beasley was solid for Dak the last 2 years, and then this first 2 weeks have not been great. We'll see how it turns around. They played better this last week. So I'm assuming Cole Beasley will pick up in the next 2 weeks, and it might be by me. So you guys better bid like $80 on him, or I'm gonna get him because I'm bidding 81.
Related to that, actually a bigger fat blunder was, did you just read the line?
Yep.
Did you laugh about this like before you knew that this
was I didn't read everything you wrote. I was in a hurry.
You didn't.
So this is
So I dropped Corey Clement last week. Jay had a good week. All signs point to him just being a fucking idiot handcuff. And so I dropped him. And then this week I had to buy him back for 11 because JIJ is getting hurt. Darren Sproles is hurt. Like, I'm glad that I got him. I think for 11 fab, it's a good value his position right now. But like, especially as the IJ owner. But it's just, if I just hadn't fucking dropped him, I would be up 11% of my fab. Feels bad, man.
That's hilarious. And yeah, yours is way worse. We're going to go into someone who made a solid pick. And then another solid pick was let's start with Charlie's, because Charlie's the other person's was worked out better for him this week. Charlie getting Patrick Mahomes was great just because that guy's unreal right now. Parker, do you know if he keeps up his touchdown pace, what's he gonna throw for?
It's 80 touchdowns.
That's a fucking stupid stat. We all know it's not gonna happen. Well, I guess we don't know, but fucking A, he's on a roll.
That's insane.
And as a Denver Broncos fan, I am actually scared out of my fucking mind.
So I get like all my next gen stats off Twitter, and I couldn't find more ridiculous stats on like his like all time records, like which ones he's breaking right now. Doing that, because they're all just muddied with people making fun of how ridiculous it is. Like there's no actually good stat tweets. It's just people talking about how ridiculous like the variance is on. There's no correlation whatsoever. It's interesting.
Have you watched any of his games?
No, dude, I've been watching a lot of Steelers and a lot of Lions, and Cardinals,
Well,
but I
he
haven't
played the
gotten anybody else.
Steelers, so that's interesting that you haven't been watching his
That is
games.
interesting. Why the fuck did I remember that? I was drunk.
His all right. His arm, I will say, is a rocket. Like he throws that ball tight and fast. So he's fucking talented. And that if their running back was better, who we both said Hunt was not going to be the Hunt he was the first 5 games of last year. But they are nasty all around on offense. Defense is garbage, which makes me feel a little bit better. But Broncos play them twice, so that's going to be a fun fucking 2 games for us.
Okay.
And then
Dustin's pickup.
Big Ben, fucking solid. I talk shit about you, not to the group, to Parker, because we talked
about you behind
guys
your back.
all. Because yeah, to be fair, I would say it in front of all you. I just talked
all you weren't
more
there
than you guys. Yep, that's not my fault. We had to prepare for this, but great pickup, and you started him over Aaron Rodgers, and even me, I was like, if I was in your spot, I would have still started Aaron Rodgers. It's kind of like Brad's not starting Cam Newton over Alex Smith. You kind of go with those guys no matter what, but you made a great decision. Parker thinks it was because of Dylan.
I think everything you do is because of Dylan, motherfucker.
So the problem that bothers me more than it actually being Dylan is the fact that makes Dylan really fucking smart. And I like the idea that Dustin is just lucky and makes stupid moves that work out in his benefit. Whereas Dylan, if Dylan's doing it, I'm like, fuck, that guy's actually really smart at football. And anyone who comes into my parameter of intelligence for football scares me.
God forbid.
Exactly. Because I'm number 1, but like I got people creeping on me. 0-2, number 1.
I'm glad we threw the record out there.
I knew you were going to. I saw your lips moving. I was like, fuck. I'll fuck me before you can fuck me.
All right. I think you were going to talk about his pickup of Big Ben.
We did. That was it.
All right, done. Wow, great segment.
Oh, and Gabe dropped Big Ben. And now has Ryan Fitzpatrick, the number 1 quarterback.
Yeah.
And he killed him.
Yeah, interesting. So also Dustin bought out John Brown in the waiver. Do you ever like wake up and see a player that someone else got and you're like, you have immediate regret and guilt for not bidding more?
Yes. Well,
like the day before, your thought process was totally thought out. You knew what you wanted to bid. You're like, anything more than this, and it's bullshit, not worth it. And then you wake up, someone else has it, and you have that hangover.
That happens probably 5 times a year. Just because like you're all like, it's like, fuck. And the worst part is like, what if they become that player? The worst one that's going to kill me this year, just because he is a Bronco and Brad picked him up, but was Philip Lindsay for Denver, the rookie. Like he had 11.6, which is a great flex player. And I don't see that dying down. Like he's going to have his 5 and 6 point games against when we have a tough defense. But like, fuck, I've watched every play of every Denver game, and I'm so happy on our run game right now. It is different than it's better than we've ever had for like the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. So and from a fantasy perspective, he's clearly leading the pack as far as breakout running backs goes.
Yes. Yeah, by far. And I honestly, if he keeps this up, I don't know what rookie will be better than him this year.
I'm so glad it went to Brad and not any of the rest of these fucks in this league.
Oh, well, Brad, I knew Brad was going to outbid me. He didn't tell me how much, and I knew how much I bid, and I was like, Brad needs him more than me, and I don't want to spend it. And afterwards, I would, if I would have, the way I felt the next day, I would have gone back in time and spent 20 on him.
Damn. Do you know how much Brad spent?
I think it was like 16 or 17.
Still quite a bit, week 1.
Yeah.
I felt that way about John Brown to wrap up that segment a little bit. Yeah,
Really?
definitely not to that degree, but I just remember waking up and being like, I should have been 11 or 12. Like, I don't know. I don't have any wide receivers, and I like his position right now. I thought it was a good pickup.
Hey guys, that's Parker asking for trade options because his wide receivers. He's got 4 of them, and they start every week, and buys are coming soon.
So let me know.
So we talked about Josh Gordon in the group chat. I was working and I was like, "Stop talking! I want to be a part of this. I want to say my 2 cents." Paul is very happy and excited, and so are all the other Patriots fans.
It's I can't believe that happened, dude. And especially for what the Browns traded it for, just like as a whole, it's like what, a 5th round, and if he doesn't play 10 games, a 7th round, they get one back.
Yeah, they get a 7th round back.
It's freaking insanity.
Which is
because he's such a liability, and they just built in all the risk right into it. Because the Patriots also don't value draft picks past 5 like at all, or past 3, I think.
They don't even value the top 3 as much as everyone else, which we can talk about later.
Yeah.
But the Raiders traded the Pittsburgh Steelers a 3rd round pick for Martavis Bryant. Martavis Bryant is not even on the same planet as Josh Gordon. And they traded a 3rd round pick, and the fucking Patriots. I saw a meme. I really hope that Paul didn't post this because I didn't read it because I was really busy at work. But it was where hold on, I actually took a screenshot. I just remembered because I was like, I want to read this later. Oh yeah, his is different. His was like Bill Belichick was like, Hugh, I'm gonna offer you 5th round pick. And he was like, what? And he's like, no, I'm gonna give you 5th. Mine that I saw was like, Browns are like, we'll trade you for a 6th round pick. And Bill Belichick's like, here's a 5th. Let's just get this over with. And I was like, that's hilarious. Like, no, here's an extra 10 grand. I don't want to deal with you anymore.
It's perfectly representative of the fucking Browns management.
But so they know it's a gamble. And like you said, they hedged their bet with getting that 7th round pick, which is smart.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady's already come out and said, he quotes, I actually wrote this down from the actual thing. Hopefully Josh Gordon can work hard and put the team first. Like if you listen to that interview, there's not a lot of high hope. And how I think of it is like, say you're in Vegas, you're up $1,000 playing blackjack, craps, whatever. You walk by the roulette table, you put 100 down on a number. You're like, if I win this, holy fucking shit, I just won 32,000. I don't remember the roulette, what the odds are, but it's a lot more than $100, 3,200, I think. If you lose it, it's $100 and you're already up 1,000. So now you're up 900. It's not a lot of loss, but the potential of winnings is out of this world.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
And something else I don't understand is how the Patriots' offer was like the best in town, that they would give it to the fucking Patriots of all teams. Like, I feel like they could have gotten more for him, but he still ended up just going to the Patriots for not much at all.
I think a big thing during this season is the Patriots don't put up with bullshit. So a lot of teams are scared what it's going to happen in their locker room, how he's acting, what this player will do to them. It was either last year or the year before. I can't remember his name. The Patriots had a rookie or 2nd-year running back who had a good game, and then the next week he went off for like 150 plus and 2 touchdowns. He was killing it, and then the next week at practice they let him go. And the reason was like he changed. He was acting like his shit didn't stink. He was like better than everyone. He was the new sheriff in town. And Bill Belichick's like, fuck you, get out of here. And dropped a guy who was like turning into a really good guy. And then he ended up not doing anything with any other team. But Bill Belichick doesn't give a fuck because he believes and honestly knows he's smarter than all the other coaches and can win every game. Like them losing the Jaguars are good. I don't think he gives a fuck. He's lost to the Bengals.
Yeah. Did you see the news like this week, by the way? That I only saw the headline, but it was something about Tom Brady being afraid that Belichick was going to like push him out. Do you know anything like about
clickbait
that? All right.
No, it's all like I feel like that happens every year. And so I read one thing from like some people that I actually trust, and they're like, and these are also very big Boston fans, but they're like, the thing is, they don't like each other. And what they referenced was all the players who played for Bill Belichick before were like, when you go back and see him after you're done with them and like you're retired, he is the nicest guy ever. When you're his player, it's all work. You don't laugh, you don't play. A lot of the players go back and talk to them, and I listen to a lot of podcasts. Like part of my take, the Barstool one, they had two different guys in the last 6 months, and they both said, "I love Bill Belichick, but when you play for him, it is not the same. It's like it's not even the same guy." Now, when I go back and see him, it's a blast. We laugh, we joke. I enjoy it. When I was there, we knew what we were doing, and we knew we were going to win Super Bowls.
Definitely not.
Yeah, they don't fuck around.
All right.
Okay, let's jump into this week's pick'ems. We got a lot of good matchups. We'll start with yours, Parker. You versus Paul.
Yep, this is going to be a good one. Paul, I mean, my team's obviously outperformed Paul's twice now. Or no,
Not twice. You have not outperformed him twice.
Well, compared to his week 2 performance, I feel like my team hasn't shown that many cracks. So we'll see what happens this week. It's actually a very exciting one. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see Paul start off 1-2. Honestly, I'm going to pick me on this one.
I'm picking you too, and you're projected to beat him only by 4 points. Again, projections are stupid. We all know that. I think you were projected to beat me by 3, and it was very low.
Mm-hmm.
You ended up fucking scoring the most in the league. So I'm going to pick you also. And honestly, that's off of no facts, nothing at all. But I'm Paul's bitch, and so fuck him.
Straight from the heart.
I have to ride that for like this whole year. Like Dr. Cham's bitch. Like he earned that, and I respect the fuck out of that. Like my team.
It's a great one. Are you sitting here thinking about you guys do a rematch later in the year for next?
I already know what his name's gonna be, and I'm telling you, I made the joke, but honestly, I think it's true. If there is a devil and he wants to get someone's soul, call me up, baby. 602-402-4751. Let's make it happen, Captain. God, I'm going to hell.
All right. Next up is your match with Miller.
Fucking Miller. Dude, so funny thing. So I think it was Tuesday night. Miller comes in, and it was before the waivers were due and stuff. And he's asking me questions about like what he should do, what defenses and things like that. And I was like, oh, and I've said this to a lot of people. I will never go out of my way to give you guys advice, but if anyone wants to ask me their advice, I will tell you no matter what. So I start talking to him, and I was like, wait, we're playing each other. Fuck you. I was like, I'm not telling you what you should do on this. And I had already said little things, but like the big ones he was going to add to, that's when my mind flickered. But I'm going to choose me.
Did he just start asking deeper and deeper questions?
Yeah, like who, if he should, and like it was one of the ones where like dropping certain defenses and kickers and picking other ones up, and I was like, that's a smart thing to do. I just don't do it, and I started telling him who he should do, and I was like, fuck, I'm stupid. I didn't even think about playing him this week.
Who am I gonna pick on this one? This is a toughie, man. I feel like my heart says Miller, but I feel because his team just clapped Mike so bad.
I beat Miller in points. Fuck you. No, pick Miller. Pick Miller. I don't even want your support. Daddy Dex, buy him. No, do not pick me, Parker. Do not pick me. Parker, I will put an ice $50 on me over Miller against you right now. Do it.
The 0-2 looks so bad. There's the thing. I don't want Miller to be my fucking hero right now either. Like, I'm not happy about this. I wouldn't want to root for Miller. Yeah, we'll do it. Little ice. We'll do a little ice. I take Miller over you.
Okay. Hey, you all heard it here first. 10 guys, 1 pod. All right.
I now immediately regret that decision, to be honest.
Good. No, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I need to win at something. Jesus Christ. Take me away from the devil. You already said I'd take my soul.
Come on, Miller. You can do it.
All right. Dustin 2-0 versus Brad 0-2.
This is a real hard decision. I'm going with Dustin.
Oh God!
Can we touch on Dustin's strength of schedule?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay.
What do you think Dustin's projected is over Brad's? Do not look.
Like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Between their projections?
Yes.
I'd say it's a hard 35 points.
2.6, and Brad's projected more.
Holy shit!
Brad is projected 122.8. I think the most in the league.
That's what? Why? Who are they projecting so high on Brad's team?
Oh no, Mike's projected the most with 127.
Who are they projecting so high?
His team's coming together. He fucking put a great roster together. You got to give the guy some props. He's got Cam Newton starting, Tevin Coleman starting. His wide receivers: Adam Thielen, Odell Beckham, T.Y. Hilton, and then he's got Matt Breida in.
All right. I'm interested to see if that takes off.
All right, since you picked Mike or Dustin, I'm picking Brad just because fuck you, Parker.
You want to put an ice on that?
Also, Brad, I got you. Double ice? We're going to ice.
How
Oh,
many-
what is that called? A menage a
We
trois?
gotta limit this. That's not what that means.
What's that
or,
mean?
menage a trois is threesome, right? Or like of three or something like that. I know that means threesome, but I think that's slang.
Fine. No, let's do this then. We bet on mine and Miller's. We bet on Dustin and Brad's. And
Bet
we'll
on mine and
one
Paul's.
more.
Fuck
That's
you.
3 ices.
I'm betting on yours. Bet on Paul.
But that means
Yeah,
I gotta
root
Paul.
for Miller.
I'm not betting on Paul. I'm his bitch. I'll do it. I heard so much to want him. Do you know how bad that is? I gotta root for
I've
Paul.
already won.
I feel like Paul. I honestly, when I say Dr. Champ's bitch, I feel like I'm a dog with a leash around his neck, and I'm on all fours, and Paul is just walking me around, sending Snapchats to the guys of his dog sitting on the couch, like another Saturday morning, his dog in the creek, another Saturday afternoon. That's Dex with a fucking
That's
leash
exactly
on his
how I
neck.
picture it too. That's perfect. All right, so you're betting on Paul.
All right, we got 3 then. We're done. So I got Paul, you got Miller, and
Okay.
I got Brad, and you got Dustin. 3 ices. Fuck, we're
a
stupid.
terrible
I don't
idea.
know why I do this every year. Hey, Paul, you just lost, just so you know.
Hey, we got some clickbait for the video title. We might get 9 views on this one.
Oh, nice. All right, and then Mike Gabe. I'm picking Mike.
Okay. Yeah, I'm picking Mike too. That's easy peasy.
Honestly, the best matchup of the week, the hardest one, Daniel Charlie.
Yup. That's definitely the Thunderdome. God, I feel like I'd actually have to look at matchups to like predict this one. I want to
I'm
go.
actually pulling it up right now.
I need to look at
because
their teams better.
They are they like a lot of people said, and they're the most consistent scoring wise, but they're both in that 120. Daniel's projected to beat him by 1.6 points. So it's already a close matchup. You got Zeke against Seattle's shitty defense. Todd Gurley, who is he playing? Oh, the Chargers. Fuck. That's a battle of LA. So hopefully that works. Oh, fuck. That means my running back's playing the Rams.
Hey, guess their 0.4 differential right now.
What?
Guess their points scored differential right now. Like what the difference is.
I told you it's 1.6.
No, between how many points Charlie has scored.
Oh, that. 8.
You think it's 8?
Yes.
That's what you actually think?
That's what I just said. What the fuck do you think I meant?
It's 20.
Oh, Daniel's up by 20?
Yeah.
Shit. Well, I guess week 1, Charlie didn't start Patrick Mahone. And Demaryius Thomas fucked Charlie last week, which I tried to trade you, Charlie. You got Jack fucking Doyle. I hope you lose every week because Doyle and Cook goes off.
If I remember right, Charlie still had a great quarterback. Alex Smith, was it? Week 1?
Maybe. I don't remember. No. Matt Stafford.
No, he started Matt Stafford week 1?
I think.
I thought he didn't.
Matt Stafford's a free agent and he was picked up. Whatever. I'm taking Daniel. I got to.
Taking Daniel. I'm gonna go Charlie on this one. Just in my heart, I believe Charlie's a better player.
I'm not. Well, first off, if we're saying who's a better player, this is a whole different fucking conversation.
I just my computer finally pulled up their teams. I see Larry Fitz is hurt. Jack Doyle's questionable. I forgot about Larry, man. I got Daniel on this one.
Also, Charlie, we did not choose you because we think Daniel's a better player. We clearly know Daniel's a fucking cunt, and you're a better player. Just like I'm the best player, and I'm 0-2. 0-2. Can you believe that?
You just got some weaknesses in your wide receiving core.
Yeah, Charlie.
And Zeke's underperforming too.
Charlie's been fucked a little bit this year.
Yeah.
But again, it's not how you start, boys. It's how you finish.
That's right.
I enjoyed this one.
This was a good one. You know, he had a solid 50 minutes.
Yeah, and Parker, guys, you got to everyone give a round of applause to Parker. He fucking went above and beyond on this, and I'm very proud of him. And he has now set the bar. So I feel like grade A podcasts are coming every single week. Miller has told us, and you guys got to give us some slack. Miller said he will have these out by Friday morning for everyone. It's not easy. I know you guys don't understand. And Mike Stevens said, I'm not going to help, but I want these out sooner. So hopefully it's out tomorrow. But who fucking knows?
Yep.
But that's our podcast. Anything else,
We
Parker?
are definitely going to get the consistent release done. I want them out on Friday. It's going to happen one way or another.
Hopefully Thursday, but Friday worst case scenario.
Yeah. Because I want to listen on Friday morning. Like nobody does work on Friday morning. You just throw on a podcast, fuck around. Right, Dex?
Mine's Friday afternoon. Friday mornings I'm semi busy, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
All right. One final thing to touch on. Fuck Daniel. Oh,
fuck Daniel. Fuck you. You fuck.
Surprise fuck Daniel, by the way. I thought of something I wanted to talk about. We'll fuck Daniel again in a little bit. What do you think about moving to small ices, dude? Because that ice that Dustin took was so unrewarding.
So
I already know your answer. Your feelings conflict with how your body feels when you get iced.
That's the problem, because I do more ices than everyone because I'm the only one with balls big enough. You want to put a fucking bet on? Come to Daddy Dex. I'll do it. I'll do anything. Let's go every week. Miller, you did message me $50 on this. Let's go. But only if you put an ice on top of it. A big ice. Because we're doing big ices every week, boys. I ain't no bitch. Let's go. Big ices only.
Yeah. Could you say fuck Daniel for me, please?
Fuck Daniel.
Fuck Daniel.
I like to make money, get turned. I like to